Acha ji, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We have just studied demographic transition model, and we would like to do some practice of the demographic transition model that we have studied. There is this June 18 question 5. Study figure 5.1, which is a diagram of demographic transition model. This is a past papers question, and the examiner is asking add a suitable label for line Z. Now we know that this is line Z, and we know that this is birth rate, this is death rate, and then this is rate
The
of
natural increase.
right? So we know the label already. What we need to do is just write it down. I hope everybody has understood. Rate of
Rate of natural
increase, which is I told you the formula, which is birth rate minus death rate, crude birth rate minus crude death rate.
crude gas.
Okay. Describe the changes that occur in the stage 2. Biggest mistakes the candidate make. Important. They misread this word. Describe. Stage 2 ke upar, you have to describe the changes in the demographic transition model, which means we have
birth rate,
which means, SN, please be quiet, which means we have to see this quadrant, right? And when we see this quadrant, we see that the birth rate is stable, the death rate is sharply falling, and the rate of natural increase has started to grow, or the population has started to grow,
rise up.
Okay, what we need to understand is, for God's sake, do not start giving reasons for it. Don't say that the death rate is falling because medical facilities have improved. Don't give the reasons to the examiner. Examiner just asked you to describe. Describe means don't give reasons. Describe means खाली उसकी description दे दीजिए. Don't go for the explanation of it. कि इसकी वजह क्या है? ठीक है? जिसका मतलब है कि when we are ought to solve this question, right? When we are ought to solve this question, we will say in stage 2, the birth rate almost stays the same as
it slightly increases then decreases.
The stage, I just said almost, right? As the stage.
So death rate decrease कर रहा है.
1, okay, बेटा wait कीजिए. Number 2, the death rate.
तो सारे लोग को एंटर करते हैं.
Has decreased sharply. Number 3.
जी sir.
Population has started to grow. And we see the population has started to grow, indicated by the line Z, which we call the rate of natural increase. Now, this is the answer. Have I written anywhere that why did the death rate started to decrease? No, I have not. Why did I not? Because examiner asked me to describe and he did not ask me to explain. If the examiner had asked me to explain, then I would write the reasons as well. How many of you are clear on this?
Clear.
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Clear, everyone? Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Suggest 3 reasons for a high and fluctuating death rate in Pakistan during stage 1 of the demographic transition model. High and fluctuating death rate. This is the area of focus. High and fluctuating death rate. Right? Number 1, the death rate is really high. Yes.
Just stage 1 में ना.
Yes, it is really
Sir,
high.
reasons, but 3 reasons बताएंगे.
And number 2, it is, it is fluctuating. We have to tell 3 reasons. High की reasons क्या हैं? Poor medical care,
Medical facilities,
less doctors and hospitals available, diseases like cholera, malaria, measles and others caused fluctuations poor awareness about
Sir, suicides.
no, that's not a such a high cause of death rates. Suicides have become more common in the current eras. That there is more depression in the current era, more anxiety in the current era. We are talking about the older times.
Sir, tax.
Health and fitness.
Tax nikal.
Poor awareness about health and fitness. Any reasons that you could put up, any reasons, any logical reasons, examiner would give you
Tax.
the credit of the marks. Examiner would credit you with the marks. If you give it in a logical reason, examiner is going to reward you. How many of you are clear on this?
Clear, sir.
Yeah.
Only Musa Imran is clear.
Sir, आगे समझ.
How many of you have been able to understand this? सबको समझ आ गई?
जी सर क्लियर
जी.
है.
Okay. When we look further, okay, what else could I put as the reason? I could also say that the medicines were not developed, medical technologies were poor. I could also say that there was unsafe drinking water. I could
Sir,
also
natural
say,
death.
I could also say that there were natural disasters. Very well done. You pointed out natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes.
ज्योग्राफी में सर कुछ ऐसे भी होते हैं क्वेश्चन जिसमें आप अपनी नॉलेज भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. तो सर अगर वो मार्क्स स्कीम में नहीं लिखे हुए हो आंसर,
If they are valid arguments, and if they are appealing valid and logical arguments, examiner will credit you marks. There could be food shortages, there could be famines, there could be starvation period, there could be food further if we could talk about, there could be poor sanitation and sewage issues that would have caused high death rates. So any logical reasons that you could give here would give you marks.
अगर मार्क्स स्कीम में भी ना हो और अगर हम
सर हम लिख सकते हैं गंदे पानी की वजह से हेपेटाइटिस.
आप लिख सकते हैं अनसेफ drink or polluted drinking water. That's enough. We know that water is a basic requirement. You don't have to explain. We know that with water, the body thrives and the body survives. We know that, right?
विराट कोहली.
Okay. Acha, going forward, explain 2 reasons for a fall in the birth rate in Pakistan during stage 3 of the demographic transition model. अब आप देखें explain पे आ गया. Examiner is not in the previous question. Examiner said कि suggest. तो यहाँ पे you're not explaining, but यहाँ पे he just needs 2 reasons and he needs an explanation. And ये गलती यहाँ पे क्या होती है? It is a 4-mark question, and the mistake that the candidates make, they don't explain. Ali Burhan, please don't write beta. It's a 4-mark question. 2 marks are for reasons, 2 marks are for explanation. So it's like 2 plus 2 का equation है that you have to work on. Explain 2 reasons for a fall in birth rate. Here is the birth rate. He says कि ये जो fall आ रहे हैं, ये देखिए आप थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट के अंदर या थर्ड उसके फेज के अंदर. Explain the 2 reasons. How many of you are clear on the question?
Yes, sir.
Acha, I have already taught you the topic. कि why do birth rates fall? How to control the population वाला topic. Government family planning schemes and campaigns have probably created awareness among masses, among people about hazards of larger families such campaigns include, now I'm explaining,
जी सर सही कह रहे थे
such campaigns include the green star scheme, सब सितारा के नाम से आई थी, the green star scheme or any other campaigns by Ministry of Population Welfare, वजारत बहबूदो आबादी। अब आप देखें कि आई हैव पिक्ड अप अ पॉइंट, आई हैव गिवन द होल डिटेल। अगर मैं यहाँ पे चाहता तो मैं चाबी का निशान भी लिख सकता था, मैं यहाँ पे चाहता तो आई कुड हैव रिटन रूरल हेल्थ सेंटर बेसिक हेल्थ यूनिट, लेकिन आप देखें कि हाउ मच ऑफ अ डिटेल एम आई गेटिंग इनटू। गवर्नमेंट फैमिली प्लानिंग स्कीम, देन आई हैव उसका बताया व्हाट हैज दैट डन, इट हैज क्रिएटेड अवेयरनेस। देन आई टोल्ड कि व्हाट डज इन
जी सर बहुत समझ आ रही है
व्हाट स्कीम्स आर इंक्लूडेड। तो मैंने उसमें फिर बताया कि पॉपुलेशन वेलफेयर स्कीम के प्रोग्राम सच एज द ग्रीन स्टार्स प्रोग्राम। तो मैं उसके आई वेंट टू द ग्रेट डिटेल जस्ट बिकॉज द एग्जामिनर हैज आस्क्ड टू एक्सप्लेन, राइट? द अदर पॉइंट कुड बी
strong
literacy
desire
has
for
improved.
study, yeah.
Literacy has improved, causing less early marriages and thus enhancing the average fertility span of, okay, I could say female literacy has improved, ऐसे कर लें, okay, fertility span for women resulting in, that has resulted in fewer children and thus birth rate has reduced. It also has the impact of better awareness due to literacy. Beta, you could pick any two reasons, but then you have to go to the great lengths to explain it. How many of you are cognizant with what I have just said? किस को समझ आ रहा है?
आगे समझ सर
I went to great details to explain the whole stuff, right? Only two reasons with a lot of explanation. Only two reasons with a lot of explanation. I'll repeat
Sir,
that.
एक
Right?
सेकंड में नोट।
Yes.
सर इस चैप्टर में कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन हो जो बहुत